Aleph.
Aleph. Take note of the offset in the short strokes. Aleph shouldn't look like an X. A glottal stop is a break in the voice that occurs, for example, before the U and the O in the interjection uh-oh.
Beit.
Beit. Be sure to extend the bottom stroke slightly to the right. Otherwise, beit could be confused with the letter kaf. With the dot, or dagesh, beit sounds like B, as in boy. Without the dagesh, beit sounds like V, as in vine.
Gimel.
Gimel. With the dagesh, Gimel is pronounced like a hard G, as in go. While Gimel without the dagesh once had a soft pronunciation as a velar fricative, now Gimel without the dagesh is pronounced just like Gimel with the dagesh, that is, like a hard G, as in go.
Dalet.
Dalet. Be sure to extend the top stroke slightly to the right. Otherwise, dalet could be confused with the letter resh. With the dagesh, dalet is pronounced like D, as in dog. Without the dagesh, dalet was originally pronounced like the th in the. Now, dalet without the dagesh is pronounced just like dalet with the dagesh, that is like D, as in dog.
He.
He. Be sure to leave a gap between the top and left strokes. Otherwise, he becomes a het. The sound of he is simply an H, as in hey.
Vav.
Vav. Be sure to keep the top stroke short and slightly slanted. If it becomes long and horizontal, it might be confused with the letter resh. The short top stroke should also not extend to the right of the vertical stroke. Otherwise, it might be confused with the letter zayin. Vav is pronounced like V, as in vine, or just like the letter beit without the dagesh. Originally, it was pronounced like W, as in was, just like the equivalent letter is pronounced today in Arabic. For historical reasons, the Hebrew letter's name is still spelled W-A-W, though we say Vav.
Zayin.
Zayin. Zayin is pronounced like Z, as in zoo.
Het.
Het. Het is pronounced similar to a German ch, as in a somewhat softened pronunciation of Bach.
Tet.
Tet. Tet was pronounced as an emphatic non-aspirate T sound. A non-aspirate T has no puff of breath after it, which you can feel if you put your hand in front of your mouth while pronouncing an aspirate T. That's the normal sound of T for most English speakers. We will pronounce tet simply as t.
Yod.
Yod. Yod is pronounced like the Y in yard.
Kaf.
Kaf. With the dagesh, kaf is pronounced like K, as in kite. Without the dagesh, kaf is pronounced like the German ch, as in Bach. When kaf occurs at the end of a word, it has a special form. Notice how the vertical stroke extends below the baseline of the regular letters. When final kaf occurs with no vowel after it, it usually carries two dots in it. These do not represent dagesh. The final kaf, in this case, is still pronounced like the German ch in Bach.
Lamed.
Lamed. Notice how lamed extends above the height of the regular letters. This feature of the lamed is often accentuated in the manuscripts. Lamed sounds like the light L, as in let, not like the dark L, as in all.
Mem.
Mem. Mem is pronounced like M, as in mom. When mem occurs at the end of a word, it has a special final form. It's more box-like than the non-final form.
Nun.
Nun. Nun is pronounced like N, as in no. When nun occurs at the end of a word, it has a special final form. Notice how the vertical stroke extends below the baseline of the regular letters.
Samech.
Samech. Samech is pronounced like S, as in sun.
Ein.
Ein. Ein is a laryngeal sound pronounced deep in the throat. It's produced by pulling the root of the tongue back toward the back wall of the pharynx. That's rather difficult to reproduce. We'll simply pronounce it like the glottal stop aleph.
Pe.
Pe. With the dagesh, pe is pronounced like P, as in pen. Without the dagesh, pe is pronounced like F, as in fun. At the end of a word, pe has a special form. Notice how the vertical stroke extends below the baseline of the regular letters. Also, final pe does not have a dagesh, so it is pronounced like F.
Tzade.
Tzade. Tzade is a special emphatic consonant. We will pronounce it like the TS in pots, even when it occurs at the beginning of a word. Tzade. When sare occurs at the end of a word, it has a special final form. Notice how the long vertical stroke extends below the baseline of the regular letters.
Kof.
Kof. Notice that kof in its regular form extends below the baseline of most of the other letters. Kof is a special emphatic, non-aspirate K sound produced in the back of the throat. We will pronounce kof like kaf with dagesh, or like the K in kite.
Resh.
Resh. Resh is a slightly rolled or trilled R that is produced either in the back of the throat, especially among modern Hebrew speakers, resh, or at the tip of the tongue, resh.
Sin. Shin.
Sin, shin. Sin and shin are two separate consonant sounds that are represented with the same basic character. The difference between the two is seen only in pointed texts, where a dot on the left stroke signifies sin and a dot above the right stroke signifies shin. Although sin originally had a different pronunciation than samech, they are not differentiated in pronunciation today. Both are pronounced as S as in sun. They are differentiated, however, in transliteration. Shin is pronounced like the SH as in shoe.
Tav.
Tav. With the dagesh, tav is pronounced like T, as in tin. Without the dagesh, tav was pronounced like an unvoiced th, as in thin. In modern Hebrew, tav without the dagesh is pronounced like tav with the dagesh, that is, like a T.